No drunk driver! One of my partners, man, he was very popular with the men and women. You know, you meaning, you know, like I'm not saying dealing with guys and nothing like that. Come on, man, y'all follow me. But you know, like you have the guy who's, what they say, every man want to be like him and every woman wants to date him. So he was that guy. He walked into a room like, boom, it just lit up. He was cool, man. He had it all going on. Tall, dressed nice, all the stuff, right? But he was a cool guy, quality man. Hence why, this is the reason why I call him quality man. Of course, I don't be chilling with dirtbags like that anyway. So he out here doing his thing, and he gets the woman pregnant. This wasn't somebody that he was intending to marry or anything like that. He just kicking it with her. She ended up getting pregnant, and he slowed his roll. His actions changed. His focus began to, hey, this is my child. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, helping her through the pregnancy, and et cetera, et cetera. This is what I mean by that. So even if a guy is sleeping around, that doesn't make him a dirtbag. I'm not advocating for these men at all. I'm not advocating. What I'm saying is there are different traits. There are traits that, to be an absentee father, that's totally different than a cheater. Totally different than a cheater. And the effects of being an absentee father is worse than a cheating, because at least cheating can be alleviated. Yeah, y'all don't have to rock together, but you can still co-parent. And that child can still have a father's presence in its life. So there are a lot of guys out there who are like that, like my partner that was in the military, who will stand, you know, and do the right thing. Choosing these men who will not do the right thing. Because think about it. Personally, I know a lot of people. But people who I'm rocking with, meaning they have access to my house or calling on the phone, none of those guys are dirtbags. Not saying these men are perfect, but I would not even associate with a dirtbag. So if I can identify a dirtbag and I'm a man, and I'm not dealing with men in that nature. Y'all the ones that's dating them, but there are certain traits. You know, as a man, I wouldn't just break bread with any guy. You got to show some real qualities, right? So it's kind of the same thing. It's still a vetting process that's going on. Because if I ignore red flags and I allow this guy in my home and start breaking bread with him, and he get over on me, yeah, he was doing the wrong thing, but I slipped up. Either my heart was too genuine or whatever the case is, I gotta fix that. Because I do not want people who are close to me who are gonna do me bad. And it's no different, that same concept. And this is with friendship. It's the same thing with the dating process. This is how you need to think. This is the process of vetting. Yeah, you can be cool with that guy. You can be cool with that player guy or the quote unquote dirt bag, right? But to go that extra step with him, hey, that's where I kind of like, hey, now what you doing? Now, of course, we don't have the numbers or the numbers to back up any type of statistical analysis, but I would love to have access to some of these women who are making these complaints. And then they tell me, okay, this is how the relationship started, and this is how our interactions would go, the things that we would talk about, right? I would love to hear that, because I guarantee there were some red flags. Either they were too ignorant or they chose to ignore. I guarantee it. Because it's not about education and money and all this other stuff in order to be a quality man, a quality father. I know some people who do not have money and they still stuck by that woman's side. Hell, my father didn't have no money. And as I got older, oh man, that respect level grew. Because guess what? He was there. That man was there. Salute to you, Mr. Cable Joseph Jr. Salute, because he was there. Through the thick and the thin, he was there. And oh man, I just thought about it. It's a funny story, man. So it's kind of off topic, but I don't know, it just popped in my head. And I'm like, man, these women, man, y'all gotta take it easy on the brothers. So my dad, he worked in doing sandblasting, you know, doing that hard labor work or whatnot. And he'd get off work, he'd have fun, you know, drinking his beer, do whatever he do. My mom and my dad would always argue over that. Cable, put them beers down, you don't need to be drinking. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, woman, I'm just having a beer, get off my back, relax. So that was the constant, right? But I remember this one time, man, his arthritis was acting up. And I guess it was in his back. He had back pain. Back pain so much to the point he crawling on the floor. I guess he woke up, his back gave out. I don't know what it was. Daddy was crawling on the floor. I never seen Daddy on the floor. I'm a little kid, so I started crawling on the floor, mimicking his action. He's sitting there swiping me. Get away, boy. Get on, boy. Ain't nobody playing. I thought it was funny. And you would think that the woman would, well, I'm saying the woman, my mom would try to, I guess, I want to say help him out, but hey, cut him some slack. Oh man, see, blah, 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 blah. That's what you get. That's what you get. Blah, 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 blah. This man crawling on the floor and you're kicking him down, mama. Oh, you're kicking him down. But yeah, that was funny though, man. That was funny. I'm kind of losing my train of thought, but maybe that was a story for another conversation. But yeah, cut the man some slack. Another Twitter response is, they go by DJ. I'm assuming this is a woman. She states, so by your logic, there should be 0 men complaining about child support. You willingly gave your DNA to a woman whom you acknowledge has all the control. Guess you try to do a chess move, but I'm quick with it, baby. I'm quick. I'm quick and I'm sharp. So I hit back with, hey, I have no problem with child support against dirtbags who don't take care of the children. I even created a 3-part series of how to identify a dirtbag on my YouTube channel. Once again, I believe the limited text is not allowing clarity on our viewpoints. Even gave her a way out. Even gave her a way out. Another statement is by Priscilla. Now this queen, she hit the spot. She hit it head on. Now if this was the talking point, 100% right, I totally agree with you, queen. She states, and it was short. Short to this is how you can, you know, it wasn't emotional or anything like that, using that logic. And she hit hard. That's what you call that one-hitter quitter. That one-hitter quitter. She hit it. It wasn't mean or anything like that, but she laid that hammer down. And this is what she put. If we let you in, please act right. There you go. Let me say it again. If we let you in, please act right. After all the responses we talking about slavery and all this stuff with the white supremacy and massa and all this, and then I'm hitting them, coming back with my statement. This queen came in and said, if we let you in, please act right. That statement right there, I totally agree. 100%. 100%. No backlash, no other angle, no nothing. I stand by that comment. So Priscilla, salute to you, queen. That's what we talking about right there. That's what it is. Now, if this was the initial, I guess, topic of discussion, then it wouldn't be all long drawn out, because it is what it is right there. Short, sweet, straight to the point. Straight to the point. No arguments from me. Salute to you. Next tweet is by Love Is. She states, and the man knows this sperm fertilizes an egg, which creates another human being. Some women do not believe in abortion. They feel it is wrong to take a life. Fathers should have the talk with their sons as well as their daughters. Again, it takes 2 to tango. Okay, So I wasn't referring to abortion. I think this is why I mean by clarity. We're not I wasn't talking about abortion. What I'm talking about is the absentee father, because once again I broke down on why this discord occurred, because I don't think we're talking about good fathers, so we have to be talking about the bad fathers, absentee fathers, dirtbags, i.e. Right? And in order to get to that point, hey, you must go to level 2, meaning you friendship or whatever, you get to know each other, the vetting process, which I strongly urge to implement in the getting to know you phase. And then there's the, step 2, the sexual stuff, and then the baby comes, right? So I wasn't talking about abortion. Having a talk with their sons, I agree with that. Yeah, it's all about being a father. Again, it takes 2 to tango. That statement right there, this is where we disconnect. I agree, it takes 2 to tango. Keyword tango. That is the action in that verb, in that sentence, right? Tango. Tango meaning sex. Once again, vet who you're having sex with. This is what I'm saying. Unless you're telling me there is no vetting process, that you're just going off of good wording and a good timing and then you just go have sex. If that is the case, which I don't think it is, but we kind of leave it open because you're talking about tango, right? To me, tango, that's not step 1. You don't just go out here and, well, that's not the norm, to just walk outside and then immediately go to having sex with a stranger, somebody who you do not know. I believe there's a step before this. Yeah, you walk outside, you see a stranger, you start talking to said stranger, y'all start building up communication, talking on the phone, what have you, and then the sex occurs, correct? That's the tango that we're talking about, right? Which leads to a child being born. Gotta go off of, you cannot skip over step 1. Because of step 1, if the vetting occurred, one will be able to identify the dirtbag. Is it perfect? No. Don't attack that my statement, because then I'm just gonna easily say, okay, name something that you follow that is perfect with no flaws. It's about percentages. Play your numbers. Play the percentages. Why are you taking the low percentage? If you're throwing something, you gotta have your eyes open to see your target. What you're doing is closing your eyes and hoping that you hit the target. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And the numbers back it up. This is why the discussion is occurring. Because you're talking about how relevant the absentee father, the dirtbag guy, plagues the black community. So it's an issue. It is a problem. Right? But the target is being missed. Because, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I would think that the target is having laying down with a man who has the traits of being a good father. So the target would be the good father, not the dirtbag guy. So you're missing the target. Once again, it's your body. You control who you lay with. This is all I'm saying. In that aspect of who you're laying with, who else is in control? Why would you give a strange man that you don't even know that type of power? I would never suggest that. If I had a daughter, I would never suggest that. I tell it to my nieces, anybody, hey, you better vet these fools. Don't give this man all his power. Because what y'all are saying, y'all giving him 50% off rip. Don't even know him, you're giving him 50% of control of how your life turned out. Meaning all the stress, all the burden that come with laying down and having a baby with an absentee father. You're going to give that to a stranger, a man you don't know. You don't even know his intentions. Obviously, the intentions have not been identified because you would not have laid with him. You don't give that to a stranger? I ain't giving that to no stranger. You don't see me out here with 5, 6 kids. Facts. Not with because there's whatever the word I'm looking for. I forgot the word I'm looking for. Basically, it's saying there's another spectrum, meaning I guess sort of like vice versa. Like there's another coin to this spectrum or whatever that phrase is. Male equivalency. a savage woman. They got savage women out here. So yes, it's behoove you as the man to vet a woman so you're not dealing with a savage woman. Yeah, you gotta vet these women. Falling into the, oh, I love you and all this other stuff. All right, yeah, you better peep the agenda. Have them conversations. Don't go by what they telling you. Go by them actions, right? Actions. I guess I need to do a how to identify a savage. Yeah, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one, how to identify a savage. I know with me personally, I go by actions. I hear the talking, and you want to know which, and this can apply to male or woman. To get the truth, the real information, because deception hides under morale. The serial killer is not going to identify himself as a serial killer. He's going to come to you normal, try to blend in with common society, right? So this is what bad people do. They blend in. They don't come out and say, oh yeah, I'm bad. Hey, I'm here to take your money. That's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to befriend you and I'm just going to be here to take your money. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to befriend you to let your guard down. Once your guard is let down, now they can go on and do whatever the bogus stuff that they have in mind. So during the conversation period, listen to the day-to-day talk and how they handle things. When they just talking about how they handle whatever said problem. It could be something about traveling or whatever. And then if they're discussing about when they travel or if they do travel, and they go, oh yeah, man, I just got fed up. You know what, I just walked away and cussed out the flight attendant or whatever. Red flag. Problem solving. Hey, this person maybe have a temper. They got a temper. What did they do to even get themselves in that situation? You gotta listen to stuff like that. But once again, that's a whole other video. Oh yeah, I got game in this head, man. I'm sharing you the game. You can argue with me, you can debate me, you can do all you want to do. I just know my talking points is sides with reality. Not utopian society, reality. That's it. All right. So another one says, I think it's the same one, love is. This is an ongoing thread I told you. Really, guys, why are we even wasting energy on this? And why bring it up when other groups would love to see blacks erased from society? We constantly bash each other publicly for the world to see. I love my black men no matter what, period, enough said. All right. So, and I did respond to that. I can't find it, but I'll respond to that right now. Because she has the emoji, or, you know, Viola Davis rolling eyes, picking up and leaving the building, right? So you're mad, you're getting emotional, right? Getting emotional. This is not bashing. I've never said anything about bashing. This is about the accountability, right? About the accountability, and I've even offered my assistance by breaking down some of the wording, my wording, but also like I've already did videos on how to identify dirtbag. Because once again, we're not talking about good fathers, we're talking about bad fathers. Can we agree on that? So if we're talking about bad fathers, then if you are able to identify the traits of a bad father, or somebody's a bad father, I am of the belief that the woman would not go to step 2 with this person. The average woman would not. If they can look into a crystal ball and see that, hey man, this person is gonna leave me once I have a kid. I believe there's a high percentage of women who would not follow through with the sexual acts that lead to a child. Right? Right. And so now brother coming in, oh, I'm big bad. So his name Brian Sampson. What's up, King? What's up, King? So he coming in. Hey, he coming in on the back end. The video almost over. He puts, well, you see, this is the problem. What we have in our community is a bunch of grown boys. That's why the white man called black men boys. And we continue in that tradition. We as black men need to take responsibility for the abandonment of our children. We create single moms. Okay, I get what you're talking about. And you're kind of on there, you know, and I understand that. But the same common denominator with your talking point is that you all are talking about step 2. I'm talking about step one is hey, you're choosing to have sex with said bad guy. I believe that if you can identify the bad guy before you had sex with him, that leads to the children. This is what most people would do. Hence, you will eliminate the bad father, or the numbers will decrease drastically. Either or, it's great. So yes, I understand. Once the child is born, yes, the man should be there. I don't care if it be dirt, but whatever it is, yes, he should be there. I'm not giving him a pass. I'm not giving him a pass. He should be there once the child is born. All I'm saying is that's step two. Why are we starting at step two? Step one, once again, I say unless somebody's being sex against their will, unless it's against their will, they are willingly going to step two with guys who don't fit the mold of being a good father. So my question would be why? It has to be due to ignorance or you ignoring the red flag. You see it, but you ignore it. Or just the definition, the textbook definition of ignorance, you just don't know. So that's where the enlightenment process come into play. You got men, women have men in their families, they can pick their brains. Even the quote unquote bad guys that you have as friends, family, whoever it is, they can tell you the game on what these guys are running. They can break all that down. They can break all that down. The information is there. The information is there. I can see if it was locked away. The information is there to identify a dirtbag. It's upon you to use that. Now, if you choose to ignore it, and then you have to suffer the ramifications of ignoring, why am I blaming the dudes for this? I get it. But remember, we're talking about dirtbags. He already don't have no morale. His education, you know what I'm saying? He ain't off his rockers. So yeah, we coaching up a dirtbag. I'd rather start with, hey, you can eliminate the involvement in the dirtbag period if you vet before you have the sex. It's simple. You can either eliminate or decrease the numbers. That is my talking point, King. I guess he got what I was going with, right? So I could tell he lowered his guard, Brian Sampson. So he puts, the vetting process still requires a good choice of man to pick from. In our community, that number has decreased dramatically. So is it a matter of vetting or a matter of choices? Now that's another discussion. You see, he kind of lowered that guard. That is another discussion. And that's a good question. Yeah, that's a very good question and a very good statement. One that I have not thought of that much. I can come back to this topic. He's basically saying, hey, the numbers are low. The numbers are low. And I've heard this before. And I've even heard people, hey, man, that's why they do polygamy. Because the numbers are low of good men out there. That is a good question. I still think that there are enough good men out there to where have the problem with an absentee father, the numbers would drastically go down with the identification process. I haven't given up on my black men to the point to where I'm just calling them sorry, or most of them are sorry, anything like that. And that's just, maybe it's wishful thinking at this point. But no, I'm not combating or disputing what you're saying, because that very well could be true. That very well could be true. And if it is true, we in trouble. And notice I said we in trouble. That could be true. That very well could be true. Yeah, I know I went long. Hopefully you all were entertained and enlightened as well. Entertained and enlightened as well. I love the Discord. I love it. Off the top of the dome. Off the top of the dome. Off the top of the dome. You feel what I'm saying? And hopefully you all learned something from this. I know I did. Enlightened and entertainment. No beef. Salute to you, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and all the people who were a part of this thread. Hopefully you're not offended by anything that I said. If I did, I apologize. It's not my intent. My intent was to put this on display so that people can learn from it. And also just to clarify some of my statements. That's it. But I like the topic. I like the Discord. And we're all on the same team ultimately. I know that. I know that. But you all have a nice evening. Till next time. Peace.